All right, let's talk about financial freedom, but not as some, far off, impossible dream. We're going to treat it like a construction project, something you can actually design and build for yourself, brick by brick. So let's grab our hard hats and dive right into the blueprint.
But first, before we get into the nuts and bolts, I want you to ask yourself something. Seriously, just take a moment and think about this. What if money just wasn't the main thing you had to worry about every single day? What would you do? Where would you go? Who would you spend all that extra time with? That feeling right there, that sense of possibility, that's the whole point of what we're building.
Because, see, that's the thing. Financial freedom isn't really about being crazy rich or having a mansion. It's about this: having the power to control your time and your choices. It's about getting to a place where the money you have to earn doesn't dictate every single decision you make. It's about having options, real options. So how do we get there? Well, we're going to build a house, your very own house of financial freedom. And just like any house that's built to last, it all has to start with a solid foundation. And for us, that bedrock, it's your mindset. Before you save a single dollar, before you invest anything, it all starts up here in how you think. And this quote just hits the nail on the head. The greatest obstacle to building wealth is a short-term view. I mean, that pull for the thing you want right now is so strong, right? That new phone, that fancy dinner, but building something real, something that lasts, means you have to shift your focus. You have to look past this week's wants and start planning for next decade's security. It's honestly the biggest mental shift you'll have to make. So let's break this down. You're basically looking at two completely different paths. On the left, you've got the short-term spending mindset. It's reactive. You're just dealing with money as it comes and goes. But on the right, you have the long-term building mindset. And this one is proactive. It's about saying, no, I have a plan. It's about delaying a little bit of fun now for a whole lot of freedom later. You stop just managing money and you start directing. Okay, so our foundation is poured. It's solid. Now it's time to put up the pillars. These are the two absolutely critical support beams that are going to hold up the entire structure. First, your ability to earn an income. And second, just as important, your discipline to save some of it. Without both of these, the house, well, it just isn't going anywhere. And if you're wondering why this is so urgent, just look at this number. For a huge majority of people, one flat tire, one unexpected trip to the doctor could throw their entire financial world into chaos. That is not a stable way to live. That's what we're trying to build our way out of. This shows you just how badly we need those strong savings pillars. So what's the first move? How do you actually start building? You create a freedom fund, and the secret is to make it so easy you can't mess it up. First, you have to pay yourself first. Think of your savings as your most important bill. It gets paid before anything else. And the best way to do that? Automate it. Set up a transfer that happens the same day you get paid. You won't even see the money, so you won't miss it, but you'll be consistently laying those bricks. Okay, our pillars are up, the structure is stable. Now we get to the really exciting part, building the framework. This is the stage where your money stops being just a pile of bricks and it starts becoming a structure that actually grows all by itself. This, my friends, is the magic of smart investing. And the engine that's going to drive this whole thing is a force so powerful, people say Albert Einstein called it the eighth wonder of the world. And that's compound interest. To put it simply, it's your money making its own money, which then makes more money. It is the engine that will do all the heavy lifting for you over the long haul. And if you need to see it to believe it, this chart says everything. Look at the insane difference between starting at 25 versus just 10 years later at 35. That huge gap isn't just about putting more money in, it's about giving your money more time to work, more time for that compounding to do its thing. Your greatest advantage isn't picking the perfect stock, it's time. So we've got the foundation, we've got the pillars, the framework is going up. What's left? The roof. And the roof has two really critical jobs. Number one, it protects everything you've worked so hard to build. And number two, it allows you to actually live in and enjoy the beautiful house you've created. Now, that protection piece, that is your emergency fund. And I want to be super clear, this is not your investment money. This money isn't for growth, it's for security. It's your financial firefighter. It's a pile of cash, somewhere easy to get to, that covers 3 to 6 months of your essential bills. This is the buffer that makes sure a surprise, like a job loss, doesn't force you to tear down the whole house you just built. And once that roof is on, once you're secure, you get to enjoy the payoff. This brings us right back to that very first question we asked. This was what it was all for.
the freedom to go after a passion project, the time to actually be present with the people you love, the incredible power to say no to a job or a situation that's not right for you, and maybe best of all, the ability to decide for yourself when you're done working.
So, let's wrap it all up. Here is your blueprint, plain and simple. It all starts with the bedrock, a long-term builder's mindset. Then, you raise the pillars by automating your savings. You build the framework by letting compound interest work its magic over time. And finally, you protect it all with the roof, your emergency fund. Every single part builds on the one before it.
So, the blueprint is right here. It's in your hands. The design is clear. The only question left is this. What's the very first tangible step you will take today to start building your house of financial freedom? What's the first brick you're going to lay?